right, here we are again. Today, what's up, James? Crunch?
I'm here.
No bad talk today. I'm going to try to keep all my bad words at bay. I'm going to try to mellow out.
No problem. We have the list. You have the list.
Yeah, our own list. It's not quite the Street Outlaws list we normally talk about. We got Thomas. What's up, Tom?
Same thing, Michael. Here again.
You do know that we're preparing to give you an ass whooping, right?
I know. I've heard that, and I think I'm ready.
I don't know, because I don't see any way that you could really. I don't see how you could win.
Okay.
And we're gonna try to reason this out, and you can let your people know that what we talked about, and if they have something better for to describe it other than what we've come up with,
I'll just have my people call your people.
That's fine, and we can put your people on the air.
Okay.
So that's fine. And then we have a guest host again today, who again has forgotten my autograph picture. Anthony DiSomma from DiSomma Racing Engines.
What's going on, everybody?
Yeah, we see a little round of applause for Anthony.
Round of applause.
Nice.
DiSomma Racing
real
Engines
celebrity
jacket
in the house.
and sweater.
We didn't get anything.
Yeah, no shirts, no nothing. That's nice.
I'm a 2X, sir.
I'll bring them next time.
No problem.
No, you won't.
All right, so listen. You and I, Anthony, have had some discussion about this, and we talked a little bit about it because Tom wasn't here the last time you were in. All right, so this is about half-mile drag racing, and that is what it is. It's, make no mistake about it, it's how fast can you go. It's not who gets there first. It's how fast can you go in a half mile. And, you know, there was some discussion as to what is a street car, because Tom's got a little piston he showed off that goes in a GTR or some shit in a dragster. So, I mean, again, street car, I would use the term kind of door slamming, could drive it from point A to point B car. You know what I mean? Because obviously if they're going to get into, okay, well, has to pass emissions test, I mean, everything would be out. So
I'm actually going to look it up while you guys are talking.
Yeah, I don't know how you could ever define what actually makes a street car. You know, I mean, like if you're going to put these rules on it, you know, to me, what's a street car? Registered, insured, blinkers, headlights, all the dumb shit. And honestly, if you wanted to be a dick, it has to pass emissions.
Yeah.
But I mean, then everybody plays the game to get around it.
What souped up vehicle passes emissions?
Nothing
You know
that
what I
I
mean?
know of.
Well,
I mean,
really, there's no emissions anymore anyway. I mean, in Jersey,
It's all safety, right?
of course there is.
No, there isn't.
There's no safety. It's all emissions.
No,
Yeah.
they hooked to the computer.
They
No
hooked,
more thing in the pipe.
they hooked OBD2, and that's it.
Yeah, but all right, so what you're saying is you're going to scam the OPT2 to report back, I'm good. And
Well,
it's not good.
I guess if you're assuming that the O2 is correct, then okay, there's emissions.
Yeah, well, it looks for codes and everything. Like
Yeah.
if a code was set or if it didn't run long enough,
Yeah.
you know, it's too soon to check it. I mean, I know that when I used to go through inspection, if there was anything wrong, tire sticking out an eighth of an inch, you know, they didn't think your tread depth was good, you know, you're out. There's no two ways about it.
Right.
Now you could have two busted headlights, one windshield wiper connected with a piece of string, and they're like, well, your emissions are good. See ya.
Yeah, no,
You're
exactly.
out.
Yeah,
So it's not actually a tailpipe test, but it is a computer emissions test.
Yeah.
They check the computer information. So did you find anything as far as
I'm
what?
looking now. I'm working through it.
I don't think you're going to find anything.
Racing rules and regulations.
Here we go.
I'm going to look under that.
Okay. Because, I mean, again, you bringing up that particular Camaro, it was a big tire nitrous Camaro that went, what, 170?
Yeah.
Okay. And I wish we could find a little more on that. But unfortunately, the guys that maintain that website, if you go to that website now about the half mile racing, they're just saying that the next event is in Florida. No, that was like a month ago. And
Well, listen, you'll be happy to hear that the rules are really nothing. You got to wear a helmet. You got to have a full shoe. You can't wear shorts.
Mhm.
Vehicles have to go through tech. I don't know what that means.
Okay.
Convertibles have to have a factory roll bar protection.
That's it.
Yep. Convertibles with a cage, 5-point safety harness will be allowed to run top down if participant chooses. Wow. Alternative fuels to gasoline and diesel must be reported to our crew
Probably for fire.
for rescue.
Yep.
And your vehicle will be assigned a number.
So saying streetcar is really not required.
So you really can't use the number that's on the car. We can't go.
I think they'd put another one on for you. So yeah, it doesn't look like there's any rules.
And the record for mile an hour is
It's I guess it's 233 right now.
at 233. So we're up 6 from the last time, right?
Yeah, I thought it was 227. I thought
No,
Right,
it's two,
it was.
233.
Okay, we
Now
might
it's
have a run.
233.
That's fast. An eighth of a mile. That's still running.
Yeah.
Shots fired. Shots fired.
Yep.
Yep.
So here's the question, Anthony. And since we've now determined that they're really, God, I don't know what the hell's going on with me today. I think it's that stupid candy you gave me, Tom.
I didn't give it to you. You took it.
Well, I did take it. Knowing that you have a half mile, and knowing now that we don't have to dance about it. Let's talk about the Pro Mod car. Could you accelerate on a conventional surface, not a prep surface, and achieve more than 233, Tom?
Yeah.
Miles per hour in a half mile. I would have to say, if you couldn't, that it's broken.
Yeah, I don't see, unless there's something that I'm not getting. Because I know that, okay, we can't go out there, launch the thing full steam from the get-go.
Right.
No, we can't, because it's not prepped like a racetrack, and I understand all that.
Well, it's not prepped at all.
Okay, well, either way, but it's,
I mean,
asphalt
it's
or
worse.
pavement.
Well,
Or is it sand?
I think the last place was a concrete runway,
Mhm.
and I think it's grooved,
Okay.
against the grain.
Yeah.
So the water runs off.
Yeah.
So
I
it-
don't.
So what, it's grooved perpendicular to the runway?
Yeah.
Really? It's like little traction bumps.
Almost.
Yeah.
Almost.
They see your tires synced up with the grooves. So
Or,
like,
then
or,
you're- then
or
you're good.
speed bumps.
It'd be like a cog belt.
yeah, a little cog belt.
I mean, is it smooth? I mean, is it?
Yeah.
Okay, is it flat? I'm saying.
It's
Yeah.
pretty flat.
Yeah.
It's not a bad spot.
I'm just trying to.
But Ant, for 2 days, by the time they got to the end of the half, you couldn't see the car because of the rooster tail dust. And I mean, nothing hooked.
Yeah.
Nothing. I mean,
the only thing I can think of, if we turn the boost controller off, let's just say,
Yep.
and the thing makes, I don't know, 8 pounds of boost.
Yep.
It'll go 200 and a quarter.
how much power does it make?
Okay, put it this way, on the dyno, with 10 pounds of boost, it made 1900.
Okay.
The tire.
Okay.
I mean,
To the tire. To the
they
rear
make
tire.
4,000. There's nothing to rate it, but we're
No,
guessing.
they probably make
Yeah,
4,000.
with 50 pounds of boost. Or
All right. So hear me out.
here we go.
The GTR
hmm
makes more than 2,000
Okay.
at the tires.
What's it weigh?
It's like 37, 38. They're
Okay.
heavy.
Well, we're 1,000 pounds lighter.
Right. I got it.
Yeah.
How would you gear the car?
I got to get in on this. Just hold it. The goal here is to go faster than the guy that went 233.
Yep.
Can you run your car in a quarter mile?
Well, yeah,
How
but
fast would it go in a quarter mile?
270.
That's fast enough.
yeah, but the timing marks are at the end of the half.
Okay.
So I
roll,
don't floor it
yeah,
until,
roll through, dude.
until a mile and a half. I mean,
No. I
3/4 of a
got.
mile,
I got
sorry.
you. I got you. Okay, that could work.
I don't know.
That could work.
my
But
mind,
not-
if I was doing it, I would leave and I would
Easy.
just roll, like I'm driving, pulling out into the road.
Yep.
I would get to about 160, 70, which I'm sure you could do it easily in a quarter of a mile.
How would you gear it?
How would I gear it?
How would you gear it?
I'd put a little less gear in it than it has, just so I can go further. Because
Well, you'd have to put a lot less gear in it.
yeah, well, because you're not going to be able to. It's going to reach the max speed so fast
Right.
that you're not going to be able to hold it for the whole mile.
Right.
Right.
You're talking about like terminal velocity, like how fast the thing could get to. But what I'm saying is he only has to go faster than 233. If it's established, it can go 275 and a quarter. Put a quarter mile gear in it and figure out what you need to run out the other end. Look, I have never said Anthony's going to go there, unload the car, go 275, flip all you guys off, and go home. I have never said that. It will take a few minutes.
Right.
It will take some passes. It'll figure out.
Plus, it's new to Anthony
I'm
with the
still not,
surface.
so you don't think he has to change gears?
No, why would he?
And you think he's going to be able to roll to the quarter mile mark, and then the car's going to hook enough?
Well, I'm not
So-
saying floor it, but that's when I would start laying into it.
Okay. Well, I mean, there's video of the GTO of the Lambo that went 233,
Mhm.
and that's basically what they all do.
Yeah.
They don't lay into it until about the quarter,
Mhm.
and they still spin the tires. Now, Michael and I had the argument. Well, not really an argument. I didn't argue because I don't know, but he said the tires that you guys run have more contact patch and are better to hook the car than
Well,
what the.
the other thing too is the tire's heating up as you're getting to the quarter, so it's going to be sticky by the time you get to the quarter to floor it to go to the half. I'm guessing. I don't know. I'm just guessing. This may be way harder than I'm thinking.
I know. That's
know
what,
what I mean?
and that's what I'm saying. There's
Yeah.
so many variables.
Yeah.
These guys been doing it for a long time, and actually, there's one in Virginia, and a couple of the fast guys aren't even going to it because they're afraid that the track's going to be so bad. Just they open the gates, you
Yeah.
come in, you're driving on pebbles,
Yeah.
and the fast guys are afraid. So I really don't know if you could hook.
Yeah.
That's all I'm
It might
saying.
not.
I know you got enough power. There's fucking no doubt. You go 400. I know that, but I don't know.
I have a question.
I don't know the answer.
I know, but that's why I'm going to ask it. I'm actually going to ask it of Crunch.
Go ahead.
If I gave you a budget
Mm-hmm.
and I said, I need you to build a car, let's say for $100,000, I need you to build a car that you could race on a street surface, regular old street. Could you get something together that would go 150 at the end of the quarter on the street with street tire, with street type trim? I'm not saying with street tires like a 345 but I mean, just you have your choice of tire. There's no rules. There's no nothing. Could you go 150 on the street?
Definitely.
Okay.
Yeah, I would agree with that too.
Okay.
Definitely.
How fast do you think you could go mile per hour wise? If you said definitely 150, you must have something
So
in
you're
mind.
saying how fast will I think I can go maximum?
No. Do you
mile-wise?
think? All right. So you said
quarter.
150. 150, no problem on the street. You think 160 you could do too?
I'm thinking 170 definitely.
Okay.
So
let-
you think you could hook a car that makes enough power to go 170 and a quarter on the street? Because that's what he's asking you.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
He's basically asking me. I definitely do.
Okay.
I'll tell you
and,
what.
And
a
since I
regular-
have a budget and I'm starting from scratch, I'm gonna do it differently than something that needs to bail out of there because
Right.
of my environment.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. And that's kind of a not a fair question because he could also build a 2,000-pound car.
Okay.
That's way easier to hook.
Is there rules?
No,
Okay. Okay.
you're right.
Just clarifying the
You're
rule. I
right.
mean, I didn't hear the 2,000. Well, it can't be 2,000 pound, and
No,
the guy
it can't.
can't be named Anthony.
It could be 1,500 pounds,
Okay.
and his name could
part-
be Alan,
The part that the engineer,
and that's him.
the part that's gonna get us all is the realistic part of getting from the quarter mile to the half mile. That's the part we don't know because
That's
we've never
right.
done it.
And all the things that come with it.
Right. So we have a quarter mile man here, a well-known engine builder, who he's thinking like we are because we're using math and we're using logic and our drag racing history, and it just doesn't seem that hard to do.
Okay.
I agree. It didn't seem that hard, but see the thing, and I'm not saying you guys are wrong.
Right.
So I told you that right from jump.
Well, wait a minute. You did say we
all
were
I'm
wrong now.
no, I didn't say you were wrong. I'm saying everything
Said
I
we would be
saw-
wrong.
I said I was going to be right.
Right.
I have an objection.
I didn't say you were going to be wrong.
I have an
True,
objection.
I understand.
Well, you can't object. I didn't even finish what I was saying.
I know because I was
Overruled.
going somewhere with my
Overruled.
train of thought.
Okay, sorry, my bad.
All
Go.
right.
Go ahead, Mike.
So
Sorry.
now, let's say the crunch is I'm overestimating. Let's say we go 160. Now, on a street car, real street car, all-wheel drive, Aventador, whatever. Crunch, you're allowed any tire you want. You're on the street. Are you going to out 60 foot your Lamborghini thing? Could you out 60 foot? What did that Nissan go in the 60 foot when it went 7 whatever at the drag strip?
I don't remember.
I'll tell you what, forget all the other bullshit. Forget the street, forget
Yeah,
all this.
I don't think I would out 60 foot him though.
I would disagree. I would go, look, drag strip for drag strip. Could that car out 60 foot, say, Anthony's car? No.
No.
The answer is no.
No, but it doesn't make the power either.
Okay.
Could it out 60-footed if he turned it down to wastegate?
Okay, hold on. Could it out 60-foot Bruder's car? They go 108
I don't remember what it went. It didn't go 108.
and a drag radial.
It didn't go 108.
And their car is 3,400.
All I'm
If
saying
I was
is-
guessing, I think that thing 60 foot's probably in the 120s.
The whole question here is how much traction do you have and how much merit are you giving four-wheel drive or all-wheel drive? So I would submit to you,
You know,
that-
the merit of all-wheel drive might be a way higher percentage down track.
I don't believe so.
I don't know.
I don't believe so.
All I could tell you is what I saw. Every car, almost no matter what power level,
Mhm.
except the guy in the Fiero that had the target top off because his helmet was sticking up to the top of the car. He went like 99 or something like that. Nobody could hook. No one. And that's the
Nobody
whole,
could hook where at what point.
well,
Anywhere.
depending on the power. I mean, I saw CTSVs that went 150 miles an hour that didn't hook for a quarter mile.
Wow,
There's gotta be.
That's-
This is what I'm telling you. This has
Yeah.
been my argument the whole time.
Right.
It's a
So then that's
fucking
the aspect.
runway.
right. But that's the aspect we don't.
I
We're
know.
not
So-
When I'm
conceptualizing.
thinking runaway, I'm thinking of Newark, 78. We
Right.
could hook there.
Yeah, we were racing. We were racing. We were
Now-
getting down.
Yep.
Now,
So
hold
this sounds
on.
a little different.
So,
We could be like street outlaws and bring our little stuff. And
we already hated on them the
Yeah, we
last
hated on
episode.
them
Those guys
bad.
are all upset with us. I called them hillbillies. I know I can't say it. I know.
You just said
Jesus,
it.
douchebag.
You
All
said
right.
both of them.
So
It just comes out.
it does.
He can't help it.
If you had a car, now, I mean, we're making an assumption that a crappy road and the crappy runway have equal levels of adhesion, and they might or might not. I
Yeah,
mean,
sure.
because again, it's very hard. It'd be like comparing one racetrack to another racetrack. You know, one guy's prep better, one guy's. I mean, we have to use that constant. That what we're basing, what Crunch and I would think, and what Anthony would think, is based off the road being consistent. That the road is the same as the runway.
Mhm.
If it is, and if you could go 160 with a street car on the road, Anthony, could you pick up enough mile an hour in another whole quarter mile to go from 160 to 233?
I would think so.
I would think so too.
You know what I mean?
So again,
but I'm telling you, this is where you're going wrong.
okay.
Regular streets get driven on all the time.
Okay.
So while they do have some debris on them,
Mhm.
it gets moved around,
Mhm.
specifically out of the driving lane.
Mm-hmm.
An airport runway doesn't get anything. Now, I talked to, Tony Palo from T1 Fuel Injectors.
Sounds familiar.
Well, anyway, he's got a badass GTR. He was the first one to go over 215 and a half, I believe, 2 years ago. He told me that at Texas, where they prep the whole half mile,
Right.
they blow the track, they spray the track, and he still couldn't apply full power till past the half mile.
Okay. Well, let me ask you a question then. If they blow the track, they prep the track, and a guy in the all-wheel drive car can't apply full power until after the half mile,
It's still not great.
Well, I know. I think you're making my case that maybe those all-wheel drive cars are not as wonderful as you think.
I'm making my case that the surface is really way worse than you think it is.
Okay, that would be a determining factor then.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Actually,
we're
what
not-
we
we're
got to
not-
do
How they pick
because
a better place.
this is going to get boring fast because you guys think it sucks that I'm right.
No.
And no. But what we ought to do, I mean, they're coming to Virginia.
Yeah.
And we should go.
And this is at an airport as well.
Yeah, it's at an airport that I know a couple guys aren't going because they're afraid of the surface. And I'm not saying I'm right. I'm not saying you guys are wrong, but I know there's something to the surface.
Did
I
you
know
did
it.
you watch that drag car make its pass?
Yeah, I mean, I saw it make a couple passes,
All right.
3 or 4.
Was it losing the tires at the big end?
No,
Why?
but because it had no gear in it and didn't have any power.
Okay.
That's why. And
Anthony?
it still went 170.
Have you had tracks? Well, see, it's kind of unfair because you don't run a quarter mile because
No.
you don't have a death wish. If
How fast you go on the 8th?
219.
Yeah.
We've been. Now we step down in class, smaller turbos. We got the record, 208.
Yeah.
And
all right,
But again, I mean, you must remember how the tracks are. I mean, at half track at Englishtown, if your shoes aren't tight enough, you could pull them off your feet. Period. Am I right or wrong?
probably right.
Okay.
But if you had a regular tire on that surface, it's worse than the street. 'Cause remember how many times you go to track with a regular radials? They'd be worse
Yeah, but
Right.
on the track than it would be on the
I
street.
agree with that, but
Yeah.
there's no regular radials
Yeah.
anywhere in this,
Anymore.
in what you're talking or what I'm talking about.
Oh, okay. They have like drag radial stuff? That's what
Yeah,
they use?
on all 4 corners.
Okay.
Yep.
And how big are they?
Probably 10 and a half by 26 and a half, something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, like a 275 or
Yeah,
255.
yeah,
or
290.
Sound like a
95,
275, 60, 15, something
Yeah.
like that.
Yep.
And I would still submit the following before we move on from this subject.
Okay, you're right about that. I'm
Right.
sure you're right about that because it's a math problem.
Well, and if all-wheel drive cars were so great,
Well, they are great.
okay, it's coming from the guy that's driving the Subaru.
That's right.
The sound of an idiot coming up my driveway.
You can't say
I
idiot.
know, I forgot.
That's on the list.
Listen, Audi didn't take over
I didn't get the
that
list.
all that.
We're going to show you. Mike has a list.
He'll email it to you. You know, when Audi got into that whatever it is, Grand Prix racing in Europe or whatever,
Mhm.
I mean, they basically took it over because they have all-wheel drive.
Okay.
So
What do they race on, Tom?
asphalt.
Okay.
They turn.
What's
Yep.
the point?
They turn.
It's still
They turn?
yeah, they turn.
They turn.
So you're going to say all-wheel drive is not better than two-wheel drive?
All-wheel
It-
drive is maximized for driving.
Okay.
Anthony's car is maximized for going fast from this fucking point to this fucking point.
Okay.
And
It's not actually my car.
well, you know what I mean.
Hey, he's just trying to be honest.
I know he's trying to be honest. What's your car owner's name so they knows what we're talking
Saud
about?
Alzabin.
All right.
That's one of them. The other one is Willie Torres.
Okay. So
Where are they from?
Who?
The first guy. I can't say
Promod?
his name. Yeah.
Kuwait.
When are you going back there?
I don't know. Next year, maybe.
I'm going to Dubai in the end
All
of
right.
March. Yeah, and Abu Dhabi.
Yeah, never. I went to
I'm
Bahrain.
jealous. I'm jealous.
You said you didn't want to go.
I get to go to Las Vegas. Yeah, it's true. In the past episode, you're like, I ain't going nowhere.
You were scared.
Yeah,
You said.
well, I am scared to go out the country, but
Why?
I'm jealous.
You were in Bahrain?
Yeah.
That's a
Bahrain's
nice
nice
track,
track,
isn't it?
yeah.
Yeah, very nice.
Qatar's a nice track surface, but Bahrain has the wow factor.
Yeah.
Palm trees.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a Formula One track.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen the pictures. As a matter of fact,
And the garage area is sick.
Oh
isn't
yeah.
it?
all right, well, let me go back to my thought. I'm going to tell you why
Oh,
all three of
sorry.
you guys need a little learning. All right.
Teach
what
us.
what brakes work the most when a car is slowing down?
The ones that you're stepping on the pedal to.
Out of
Front
the,
or rear.
right, front or rear.
Fronts. Oh yeah, because
Okay.
there's more bias on them.
All right. What tires would tend to work harder in an all-wheel drive car when you're accelerating?
The rears.
Okay, because you have to have the natural transfer of weight.
Right.
So I would again submit that those having the additional front two tires up there
Yep.
are not like having four tires.
I would agree.
They're like having a little bit more than two tires. Maybe it's three tires. Who knows? If
okay.
the tire math. I wish the engineer was here. He could help us with that.
No, we couldn't.
Well, he actually said that when we started discussing this, I'll bring a whiteboard and we can write it down. I said that works great for a
Yeah.
radio broadcast. Now
Yeah,
that's
right.
fucking fantastic.
Good job, Alan.
So knowing that a car like Anthony's is set up specifically for this, there's no way in hell that you could tell me that the same amount of tire is on the ground with an all-wheel drive car versus one of Anthony's cars with a big tire.
Well,
No way.
You know what? I'm not going to argue that fact till the cows come home. But I will tell you
Uh-oh.
that.
We're down to show me the money now.
But I'll tell you, the all-wheel drive cars that go fast are all optimized. I mean,
Okay.
they all know that the tires move in camber and caster,
Mhm.
and they all flatten them out. I know the AMS car does.
I would certainly hope they do.
Yeah. So I would say that it's at least as good as having 1.5 sets of
So you're
tires.
only losing a quarter of a tire being on the front of the car.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know
Wow.
how you prove me wrong, but
Wow. I think I could prove you wrong at a drag strip. I really do.
okay. Well,
I think that those guys with all allowable maximum traction, like Anthony was using the comparison before, horsepower to horsepower, weight to weight. Also, don't forget that weight factor either.
I know.
I mean,
You're right.
you put all this together, I am sure that a optimized drag car at a drag strip will out 60 foot an optimized all-wheel drive car at a drag strip. Same power to weight.
I
I'm
agree.
sure of it.
I am too.
And I'm sure of it that if you have enough tire to overcome the available force that you can put behind it, saying a dead hook situation, that the two-wheel drive car is always going to be faster, always going to be more efficient. Always.
Okay.
I can't see that if Anthony could get to 160 by the quarter, which should be a piece of cake. That should feel like driving down a road for that thing.
Yeah.
I mean, you probably go down 160 down a quarter, looking in the rearview mirror, playing
Well,
with
we
your
do.
eyebrows.
Like one thing, we'll make the pass. You let off at the 8th.
Right.
Right. Pull the chutes, slowing down. And you think you're going 40 miles an hour, and going through the quarter. You see the light come up and
Right.
like, I just went 160. You feel like you're going 12,
Wow.
just because you accelerate it so hard and you're
Right.
slowing down, but
Right.
it is weird.
All right. Next subject, because we're boring.
I would hope you would admit defeat.
No.
I would even go-
He's
Oh.
definitely not going to do that.
No, that's fine. I
so
would
we
even,
have to put this in
It's
effect.
got to be seen. Me and Mike were talking about talk to one of your guys with some money, and I'll talk to one of the underground guys who we know has money, and let's get a race.
I would go as far as to say I will get in on that for a
I would too.
hefty dollar amount. Hefty dollar amount.
See, I think it'd be fun as shit.
I mean, we could start the bidding at 10 grand. That's how sure I am. I don't know who'd want to drive Anthony's car.
I don't know if I'd use the pro mod. I wouldn't need to.
Oh, now there's some shit talking.
Yeah,
No,
it's
for
getting
real.
interesting
Okay,
now.
think about this.
Yeah.
You got the guy with the 275 cars.
Yeah.
Right? Now they're 3,200 pounds.
Right.
Right? So now it's a little bit closer weight.
Right.
They make 1,700
Right.
to the tires, maybe 1,800 to the tires.
Mhm.
They go 210 and a quarter. 205, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but that last 20 or so might be really tough to pick up with aerodynamics and everything else if you don't have a big surplus of power.
Yeah.
That would be the only thing I'd worry about.
Well, and
listen, don't go losing my money. If I'm shooting my mouth off, you better not be fucking around.
and at 1,800, you're at a power deficit now.
Yeah, but
Car's lighter.
Cars lighter.
yeah.
I know.
Listen, I'm just saying. I'm not saying I'd come to the race with only 1,800. Of course, that has a little 85 millimeter turbo on it. It'd have a 118 on it for the race.
I mean, there's one more thing too to keep in mind about this before we move off the subject.
Farm truck.
No, his car being lighter, since this is all a game of acceleration, it is much easier tire to ground to accelerate a car even at the big end.
No doubt.
So I mean, he that advantage is not a quarter mile advantage like we would normally know. We do a calculation. That is a half mile advantage. So
It's an advantage.
his amount of tire per weight is a benefit the entire way down the straightaway.
Agreed.
I don't know. So like I started saying, I would get in on this. If you could find somebody that would do it. Because I mean, listen, to me,
So would drive it.
he's got to be a sick
nuts.
son of a bitch. My God.
Would he do it?
Would he?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Would you talk
We're
to him
going
about
to
it?
set it up.
Yeah,
We're gonna
I
make
think
it happen.
I think I could put a race together.
I'd rather race a car that's gasoline, though, so I don't have to worry about it getting hot with alcohol.
Yeah, your thing's solid.
Yeah.
No water. You don't think they go a half?
Oh, it would.
Yeah.
But why beat it up?
Yeah.
For what?
Uh-huh.
To prove a point that I'm going to prove?
Yeah.
Then I got to freshen it after.
Well, we're gonna make this a substantial wager.
It could be.
Tom,
I wouldn't need
Tom
all
is
that
gonna have to
horsepower.
finish the kitchen.
It could be fun.
Yeah, Tom, you
Mike,
might be finishing my kitchen.
I wouldn't need all that horsepower. I could use a lesser one, you know?
I agree. I'm right there with you. And I mean,
The
I know
horsepower might get you in trouble.
Anthony's talking shit to talk to you, to fuck with you.
The
but
horsepower probably would get you in trouble.
Yeah.
It might. And that's what I mean. I was never saying
Yeah.
that Anthony would show up down there, unload the car, do a burnout, and just go 275, 300, whatever, put it in the trailer and go home.
And
That's
flip,
not
you said and flip
flip
the
him the
finger.
bird. Yep.
Right. Nobody said
it
that.
would take.
He would do that, though.
He would do that.
he
Anthony
should.
would do that.
Nah, he wouldn't. Anthony's
His
not
ego.
that gracious.
Oh, he will do that.
I think that it would take a bunch of passes on that surface to figure out what you could apply
Yeah,
to the
yeah.
car.
And then he would ultimately figure out that he couldn't go 235
Mhm.
or
Do
234.
you realize how low a number that is you're talking about for the speed that this thing can go? It just sounds
Okay.
ridiculous.
I know
It does.
it
Like,
You can see in
Unless
his
I'm missing
facial
something.
expression, he is not.
I know.
He's not budging.
It's just, like I said, it sounds easy to do,
I
but
agree.
there's got to be
No,
something.
you know what? I'm probably missing something. I mean, I watched 200 cars spin the tires
Yeah, I mean,
for a quarter mile, but I must have missed it.
no, it
So-
sounds like, you know what I'm saying, Tom? It sounds easy to do.
I know.
Did
But
the
I'm not-
170 mile an hour Camaro spin the tires?
At the top end?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, well, how fast is that car going a quarter?
Yeah, I'd like to know that too.
I don't
it
know, but
a
he had
980 car?
but he had it. It
It sounded like a
it was
slow car.
probably an 8-second car, but
Oh,
he
well.
but he had to put. I think he had 270 gears in the thing.
Yeah, well, an 8-second car, you're talking the thing won't.
Wait a
what's it gonna go?
second. Hold up.
He definitely had no gear in it.
Okay. Well, there's a guy who didn't use his brain.
Okay, maybe.
I'm sorry. I mean, just not trying to be a dick.
You know, the guy told us that he built the car just for half miles, and he's been doing it for a while.
Well, if he only went 170, he's doing something wrong. Not to hate on this guy. I'm not. I mean, he
Okay.
might be a nice guy in the
Well,
world.
we have to see. We have to
Yeah,
see
that's-
this
see,
surface.
that-
This
that's the
surface
thing.
aspect.
First off, if he was building a half-mile car, why would it be a nitrous car?
Well,
Why?
look,
Why on earth would you do that?
Who knows? Because he couldn't afford
Top
a
in
turbo.
charge.
No. Worse.
Where's top in charge?
Oh my God. Much worse. Anthony.
Ramp it in to come in.
You
the
think? I
timers?
think it's much easier to ratchet in a boost controller.
Oh, yeah, nitrous?
Yeah. Who can
Yeah,
back
no,
half
nitrous
better?
is stupid.
Oh, turbo car, forget it.
Okay.
Back half better than anything.
So now the guy. No, I'm not even
And on the
I'm
front,
done with
on
you.
the front half, it doesn't even matter.
I'm done with you.
You can't hook them anyway.
There's, yeah.
done with you.
All right. Do we want to ask Anthony
You're
what
done
he
with
thinks
you.
about the NHRA letter to the guys?
I think we should. We talked.
I don't know if you even.
Can we order pizza?
So the only thing we've got so far is we agree to
Did you hear my
disagree.
stomach growling? Did you hear?
We'll get
No, I
food.
heard mine.
But you guys, man, we'll eat. Don't worry. When are we? Well, you
see
always
this
leave.
gut over here.
You always
This-
eat good when you come up here. You got to admit, you eat
can't
good.
lie. The guy.
And then Anthony left last time. Tom
Yeah.
just didn't show up.
Don't even start that shit.
All right. We did have a discussion about the Street Outlaws guys last time, and we were kind of hard on them. We were, because there are things that we all say that we know it's not real. I mean, and we've always really known it's not real, but further confirmed by that letter. Now, you read the letter, and you're the one that sent me the article. Did that article, I didn't look, did that article state that there was a helicopter as well?
No, I didn't read the whole thing.
You didn't read the whole thing.
I actually saw. I got an email came to me about it, and I didn't read the letter. I just heard
Right.
Mike Murillo
Right.
was talking about getting the letter.
Right.
You know, and he even said it's kind of. He said, "Listen, it's not like you're racing on open highways. They closed the highways down.
Right.
You know, it's for the photo,
Right.
You know, everything. And
I thought for sure what I read in there was that there's ambulance, helicopter.
you have to go through tech.
Yeah.
The cars have to go through tech and safety and all that stuff too.
That's
Wow.
funny. I didn't hear that.
Yeah, it's in there. It's in there. There's tech and everything.
Ironic that
one-
they're racing next to telephone poles, but
one
they
of
got
the-
to go through
I
time.
know.
Yeah.
One of the half mile guys just called me. I missed his call. Literally five minutes ago.
Well, we're not live, so I know he's not calling to hate.
No.
So, I mean, do you think that NHRA made the right call to tell those guys, hey, look, if you're going to be involved, you know, you're going to
I think they're doing it because, you know, they were how long NHRA was always get street racing off the streets.
Right.
You know what I mean? So they
Right.
got to kind of do that to cover themselves.
It's kind of the right thing to do, too,
yeah.
for them.
I mean, the show is the show. I mean, it's like watching, I don't know, whatever. right?
A bridge rust?
No, but
A
you know,
rea-
I
a
never
reality
watched it.
show.
Yeah, I never
Watch a
watched it.
reality show.
Yeah, so
It's
I never.
terrible, man. I
Yeah.
can't watch it.
I've seen a couple, like part of some of them and stuff, but nothing crazy. But it's just like watching a TV show. You know, oh, something happens this week. Oh, I can't wait till next week to see if this guy does this or whatever. You know, it's not.
Right.
I mean, people get hooked on that to watch it. I don't know if people look at it really as a street racing, they don't know anything about street racing.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like they don't know. Like
But the sad part is a lot of people believe that is what happens.
yeah, I mean, I have friends that watch it
Yeah.
and they street race with us, and they just watch it because they think it's cool because it's a show about racing.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, we've been saying that all along, but it's
But
quick-
they don't believe.
It's quickly getting not cool though, because it's not fun. It's just dumb now.
Yeah, I
I
don't
mean,
know.
they're having smash up derbies. And,
Oh, really?
yeah,
Well, I think they're running out of material.
Maybe.
You know, there's only so many times that like farm truck and Asian could go out fishing, and that, you know, I mean, it's like everything else. We get
The
conditioned.
list is getting
Yeah.
on my nerves.
Yeah. They got, you know, the
Mike's list or the list?
No.
The list from the show. That's where we got the list for the words we can't use. We have a list because Street Outlaws has a list.
Yeah, why not?
So
I
that
know,
must
I know
be
about
popular.
the list.
Yeah, so now we have a list here at the radio show. Don't say these words. And I can't tell you the words.
I can't. I just shit comes out of my mouth. I can't help it.
who does? Do you know any of the guys do their motors?
Who's?
Like the guys on Outlaws.
No,
Like, have you ever heard of that Morgan and Son racing engines?
no,
I've never heard of them.
no. I don't know any of them.
I
never really knew. I don't watch it, so I don't know.
I would think you could bring a car down there that could beat up on them, right?
Oh, yeah, well, I have a couple customers that are down in that area.
You know, I have a question.
Don't even.
If I mean, honestly, why doesn't your guy with the half mile Aventador go down there and jump to the top of the list and go home and laugh at them all? He could do that in one night.
Because they race for an 8th mile.
Yeah.
Is it 8th?
But you're saying the
It's eighth?
traction
Oh, really?
level is so good with an all-wheel drive, you should be able to kill them on the street.
Yeah, but the one
I didn't
show-
say that. You said it.
It's taking him a half mile to do his
I didn't
peak.
say it. You said it.
Well, you said the traction is that. I'm sorry,
Mike,
I'm
you're
leading
bullying.
you back in.
You're bullying
I know.
Mike.
Oh, they run 8th mile.
Anti-bullying.
Yeah.
We never ran 8th mile on the street. We always ran quarter.
Right. You're
But I watched
bullying.
the one episode I watched though. They're racing for like 17 seconds. Different angles and everything.
we just talked about that. It's
That's
so
Hollywood.
annoying.
They
Yeah,
shift-
shifted 17 times. Like,
yeah. They got lawnmower sounds and
That's
all
the
helicopter
new,
sounds.
The new 18-speed lingo. That's what that is.
But Mike made a good
We
point.
can just keep adding. To it.
It's a 5-second race because it's an 8th mile that they have to make it 10 or 12 seconds.
So you're saying they're not in the fours? These guys?
I don't know. I mean, they should be in the fours, but
I mean, they got to be in the fours.
If they were in the fours, they'd be racing a class.
I'm just saying. I'm talking about with 8th mile.
you're right. They
Hey.
couldn't hang with him.
In the 8th mile, these guys,
Well, then why aren't they?
because they street outlaws. I heard they once went to a track and they wouldn't race at the track, so they wanted to take the guy that was racing at the track and run him in the street. Bad choice. I don't know. Bad choice.
I think that knowing everything that I know, and didn't you know one of the guys or somebody told you that the testing is real?
They say sometimes in the beginning when they first started.
Yeah.
He goes, sometimes if you see the guy with like a video camera and they'll go out on the highway or actually outside their like shop, do a burnout and try to launch it, he goes, that might be real.
Right.
He goes, the rest of it's,
Yeah.
how are they going to have lights and TV cameras and crews and in the middle of the highway? I was like, yeah, we used to do that in Newark.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Helicopters came, but they weren't coming to videotape.
Yeah, they had the spotlights on.
Yeah. There's,
Everything always leads back to Newark, the whole.
yeah, because that's what bothers us, because we know what real street racing would be like. And,
Right.
and by the same token, like with all the kidding aside, I think that NHRA sent those letters because they don't want to see people racing on the street. They're
No,
not,
because that's going to promote, like, you know what's going to happen? I thought, but one of my friends likes the show.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't know. But he likes it just because he goes, it's a show about racing. He goes, I'm not, believing the show.
right.
I'm like, well, you know what's going to happen? Some kid's going to go out and race and crash and get killed. His parents are like, well, he was watching Street Outlaws
Yep.
Right.
Right.
or something like that. They're going to use that the lawyer's going to use that to blame them.
Listen, you
Instant
didn't,
lawsuit.
So I think NHRA is kind of like sees that.
Yep.
And
You
they're
didn't get to listen to the other show yet because it's not up, but that's exactly what we talked about.
Yeah.
That the lawyers are going to jump right on this.
Yeah.
Some little Johnny goes out and wraps his, I don't know, Eclipse or GTR, if he could afford it or whatever, around a tree and gets killed, or God forbid, two of them get killed, or they run into a group of people and
Yeah,
kill a
or
whole bunch of
something.
people. All of a sudden it's going to be Street Outlaws' problem because they promoted racing on the street.
Yep.
True indeed.
And I think that's why NHRA went after it so quickly and pretty much so cut and dry.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think they were right to do it for their own, like you said, to protect their brand.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I think they got it, and I like I said, this is so tough because we spent a good portion of the last show trashing them, but I do watch the show.
Yeah.
I do. I know you don't watch, Tom. You're
No.
above it. You don't even.
I'm not above it. I just hate it.
You haven't given it a chance.
I haven't watched it. Yes, I got to try, I just haven't had time.
The drama of the list is quite.
It's like Pigs.
I'm
I never
going to
watched
bet
that.
you.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
I'm going to bet you. What's a fair bet? $25 dinner.
Dinner.
Okay.
I'll bet you dinner
Longhorns.
that Anthony feels the same way about the show that I do.
Well, I would think we've already established that. I think that's a sucker bet.
So
Well, why would I bet you?
at least you'll get to buy me dinner.
He says he don't watch it. You don't watch it.
No,
right?
I've seen a couple episodes, but I haven't ever really,
All right.
We'll watch it if he starts putting DiSomma racing engine
Oh
motors
yeah,
in there.
DiSomma product
Yeah,
placements, a nice little banner hanging on a guy's wall, and a little decal on the valve
and
cover.
then I'll
yeah.
watch it.
Yeah. All right, I'll make you a wager. Boy, we are a bunch of degenerates. I'll make you a wager. I'm gonna ask Anthony a question. But see, how can I tell you this without him hearing it? Son of a bitch.
Make believe
Can
you're
you
not
say
listening.
bitch? Can we? Is that on? the
That's
list?
all right. That's
all
got to
right?
be okay.
Okay, all right. We'll let that slide.
I'm pretty sure that did you ever go past Street Outlaws, see it on, and turn it off?
No, but I never turned it on either.
You never saw it on TV? Like
Yeah, I
it's been
have.
void of your TV.
I've turned it on because my friends watched. I was like, let me see, and you tell me.
Right.
I'm like, let me see this. So I watched it. I probably watched like one or two repeats,
Okay.
but I wasn't waiting for the next one.
But you didn't get
Right.
to the show.
Exactly.
You didn't get to the show. You didn't turn it on and be like, this sucks. I can't watch this.
No, but if I'm flipping through the channels and I see it on and Friends is on, I'll watch Friends.
You might be a bottom.
No, he's correct.
Friends?
It's that
Really?
bad. It's that bad.
I don't think it's that bad. Is it that bad?
I've never seen Friends.
Yeah, there you go.
No.
That's my guy right
No,
there.
It's that bad.
Friends?
I like Friends. Dude, the chicks are hot.
How about Modern
They were
Family?
back then.
Modern Family.
Modern Family.
Julie Bowen.
I know.
My God. All right.
No, but I didn't really I don't know.
No, I know it's not for everybody, but I mean,
But I never watched Pinks either, and that was huge.
it was.
And it was
You
terrible.
didn't miss anything.
No, but I never watched that either.
I'd like to watch people kind of because I don't think the racing was staged on Pinks. Like, I
No,
don't think,
it wasn't. Thankfully,
No.
it wasn't.
yeah, because I mean, we saw people get knocked
In
out.
the beginning, it wasn't. After, because I know Nate
Yeah.
and them guys are really good. In the beginning, it wasn't. After a while, people didn't want to come there and lose their cars.
Yeah.
So they raced. The race was real, but they made a deal. If I win your car, I get to buy it back for this much.
Right.
Whatever the amount was. It could have been $500.
Yeah,
Could have been
$5,000, whatever.
Whatever. So
But the passes weren't thrown.
no.
Right. That's what I
No,
mean.
the races were the races. Like
Right.
I've helped my customers race there.
Yeah.
You know, but
And it was supposed to be clocks off, and they
Mhm.
would always tell you how fast the cars went.
did they really? I don't remember
Yeah,
that.
They used to tell you that.
Yeah, because
It's clocks off. They tell you how fast the cars
to
went.
write it in
And
the room.
some people used to break
Oh,
out.
really?
Yeah,
they go too
yep.
fast.
They'd be
and
like,
lose.
"This guy was lying to me." Like
Right.
when
yeah,
the
he was bagging. Yep.
Yep.
So that
is right.
That
So
was,
what? You can't, there's no sandbagging. It's not allowed.
No. What had to happen is you had to tell them when they were coming up with their matchups
Yeah.
for the show.
Right.
You had
Oh,
to
okay,
tell
okay.
them this is how fast my car would go.
Well, they would run 100 cars, and they would knock out all the real fast
Well,
ones and
you're
all the real
thinking-
slow
You're thinking
slow
of the
ones.
other one.
You're thinking of Pink's All Out. I
yeah,
think it was called.
the second show after Pink's
Oh,
concert.
what did they have different classes
Yeah,
on Pinks?
no, the real Pinks were two idiots. I know. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Let me have it, Crunch.
Sucks. Yeah.
All right. See, he didn't even call me for saying idiots there. Two guys
I
would
didn't
go
hear
out.
it. But I heard that one.
All right. Two guys would go out and they decide they're going to race at Pink's and they're going to bet their cars. They negotiated through the Pink's guy to say, my car goes 1150. Okay, well, my car goes, 1190. You got to give me a spot. So the guy goes and he gives a spot, and then it gets annihilated. Like, the guy's car goes much faster. So then they're like, all right, look, you're sandbagging. Now you got to give him a lot. And this guy would negotiate the race.
That's
kind
right.
of on both sides.
And they would go 3 races, and it was the best out of 3 or best out of 5.
I think it's
Right.
best out of 5. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Which wasn't fun. to
Because,
watch.
you could go down there with something that's a real sleeper and be like, yeah, my car goes 12 O's. And you're racing against some idiot that goes 12 O's. And then all of a sudden, you pop out a, 890.
Yeah.
But what the hell was that?
Pink's All Out was more of like a race.
Round robin kind of thing.
Yeah, it was like a big race.
they-
That's the one where they got rid of the fast cars and the slow cars, and they.
Yeah, they
yeah,
get
they
the
had the little
yeah.
field.
Yeah, they had like a group.
Okay.
And they couldn't break out on that.
I don't know how that works.
Yeah, you
I
couldn't
don't
break
know
out
the
on that
rules.
either, which quickly
I just
led
remember
to
hearing about
boredom.
it.
Definitely quickly led to boredom.
Definitely got boring.
Well, I don't know. I do watch Street Outlaws because I am mildly entertained by it. And I think it's one of those things that you watch it and you're hating at the same time.
Well, it'd kind of be like watching. I mean, like I watched a couple, and you see like the guys going to the other guy's garage. And of course, if I had to race you, I ain't coming visiting your garage, and I ain't letting you come visit my garage.
looking all in your motor.
You know what I'm saying? I see that one episode I seen. They were like hanging out with each other or something.
Yeah.
But, it's kind of a show like watching. What's that one show? They got to fix up cars and stuff. It's
Oh, yeah.
The guys with the beards.
well, yeah, maybe it's them.
One guy's got a beard.
Oh,
Yeah.
Fast and Loud.
Yeah, Fast and Loud. It's kind of the same thing. The guys are there's a plot or whatever you want to call it. You know what I mean, there's a
Yeah, they get you from the beginning to the end.
yeah. You know
they're,
what I mean?
they're trying to make TV is what it comes
Yeah.
down to. And I think that
And I think Fast and Loud's a failure.
I've never
Which
even
one is
seen
that?
it.
Which one is that?
That's the Gas House Garage or Gas Monkey
Oh
Garage.
yeah, yep.
I think that's a failure.
Yeah, I haven't. I watched.
Where they
couple,
put the
but I
car
don't-
together right there.
Yeah, he goes out and buys cars, and they fix him up. The guy with the beard's pretty
Yeah.
cool, but I think it's. I don't
That's
think
not
they're
the guy
doing it
with
anymore.
the old flatbed. That's not him, is it?
I don't know.
This one that's driving. He's a clean flatbed, old, like in the 60s,
That
and
might-
all he does is ride around Las Vegas.
oh, the Las
looking
Vegas
for,
guy.
looking
That's
for the old cars to fix up.
that's the Count.
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
the guy that got his start by being the car expert for Pawn Stars.
Pawn Stars.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, that's called Counting Cars, which is unwatchable too.
Is it really?
Yeah.
They're all. I mean, I can't watch any of it.
I see those
You're
shows.
just miserable. You and friends. That's it.
No, he said Friends, man. Don't
But
tie
you
me. Don't tie
agreed.
me to Friends.
You-
I agreed. It's better than Street Outlaws.
Wow,
That's all I agreed to.
we're
No,
down.
I-
We're down to HGTV.
I know.
Remodel your house.
Find out about the kitchen.
Put a good cooking show on and
Wow.
fall asleep.
All right. With all the Street Outlaw hatred aside, Crunch, tell Anthony about the other show that might be coming.
What did I say it was?
House of
House
Grudge.
of Grudge. Mike Murillo, right?
I think.
Yeah, the same guy that the NHRA sent that letter.
Yeah, I
to.
don't mind.
Have we gotten that confirmed, or is it?
Yeah,
All right,
I
is
read it.
confirmed.
They have a Facebook page and everything.
Facebook.
It's called House of Grudge, and it's supposed to bring more reality to the street racing aspect at the track that we would be comfortable with.
Yeah, well, I
from
mean,
what I'm hearing.
grudge racing is big now, and
Right.
like it ain't like, we grudge raced, we street raced. The thing that stunk about it is that we'd go down to wherever we're going.
Mhm.
You know, whether we went to whether we went to the Hole, or whether we went to Staten Island, and you'd sit there and argue for 6 hours and not race.
Oh wow, sorry to interrupt, but it's Mike Merlo and Ken Herring from Pastime.
From Pastime. We just talked about him too. Okay.
No Holds Barred Grudge Racing Show and live events.
Then that means to me the people that were behind Pastime were probably the production house behind this. Like they had some
Well, they were something to do with Pinks too, weren't they?
Yeah.
The guys did Pastimes, yeah.
maybe. Yeah, I don't know enough about it, but whoever, so they had connections to get this started. They had a production company they could work with.
But now there's a lot of like, now they go to track and they grudge race. Now they actually have like, I don't follow the grudge that much, but now they actually have grudge racing like series. Like
they call it shootouts. And
yeah, but
a lot of
up in
stuff.
Michigan has a lot. Milan
right.
has a lot.
And
They have like once a month,
Right.
and it's a grudge race. You know what I mean? And I don't know how it actually works, but they actually racing all. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know how you could have a shootout grudge racing. How the hell could you do that?
well, there are a lot of people exploiting the grudge aspect or the underground aspect of street racing
Right.
and gambling. So they're exploiting it with the word. So everything has grudge in it now. If it's a shootout with 6 cars, 8 cars, they call it a grudge shootout. So now, it's a lot of that going on.
Like the No Time Nationals. What's that?
Well, No Time Nationals was from smallblockposse.com. And those guys actually put together an event that had some class racing during the day, but the clocks were off and the grudge races could take place.
Oh, okay.
You set your races up. If you have any, you do them. It's not something that when we get there, we make the races happen, out of anywhere. These were real rivalries and done the proper way. The way we would remember it from the whole.
Yeah.
Real negotiation, real
Real
everything
negotiations.
set up.
Yeah, that went
gotta
on.
come a certain way.
Right. They went on that No Time National stuff. I was a big supporter in that. We raced a lot in that. So it went on for about 2-3 years, and then there was some conflict with the guys. Then Englishtown didn't want to keep it going. Then they tried to do their own thing. Then ATCO. So there's a lot of stuff with the track owners, the business side of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just wonder how they're going to pull it off with House of Grudge. Sounds like a great idea, but how do they do that? How do they get cars in and have 2 unknowns negotiate a race?
I don't think it'd be 2 unknowns. I think
it'll be rivalries.
Yeah, I think
because the Midwest, they actually race.
Yeah, but man,
like we raced.
Yeah, but you got to talk about a whole. First of all, you got to do a show, so it's got to be a couple of races, a few races, whatever.
Right.
How long can you go? On rivalries, there's got to be a lot of cars involved. I don't know. It sounds tough to me.
In other words, it's back in Hollywood's lap to bring reality to us.
Kind of like in time, it's destined to
run out of material.
Yeah, run out of material. And I'm not hoping that, because I think the premise of that show is the right one. Get real racing at a racetrack. Real people racing for real money.
Well,
And see what happens.
I hope they don't turn it into something that it becomes, like you said, a show where a bunch of people that decide they want a grudge race, they just all end up in the parking lot, and
Every time.
they have a lottery system, and they draw, and they argue over how much they need to win by looking at each other's cars. You know what I mean? That's kind of like a redo of Pinks, because that was one of the things that happened, right? You got to look at your competitors' cars on Pinks
I think so, yeah.
and decide how fast or what you really needed, because they never really said a number of how fast you could go.
Right.
So, I mean, I would agree, these would have to be pre-set up real races that people wanted to have happen, and they agreed to settle it on this program. That'd be the only way I could see it working.
Real rivalries.
Yeah.
Bring in the best, action and excitement.
Well,
I'm trying to get Anthony to jump on a few guys right now. I'm working on it as we speak, so we can do these beautiful.
Would you grudge
races.
race at the track yet?
But what?
Well, I don't know, a car?
Well, yeah. Not by foot.
Yeah.
I'll race crunch now on foot, though, maybe. Not back in the day.
He remembers
Remember
the
that?
days of me racing on foot. Yeah, I used to race on foot for $1,000 back then
Yeah.
in the early 90s.
I ain't running unless you're chasing me. There ain't anything happening. There ain't no way.
I haven't run in a long time, but I think about that. Like, we were gambling for $1,000. I was racing a car on foot. And now, like I said, the Phil Schuler issue came up. $3,000, 2 pro mods, just race for $3,000 in a grudge race for cash. That's embarrassing.
Yeah,
that's why we're going That's why we're going back and forth on Facebook.
Who do you
now.
race? Dwayne Mills?
Shadow, some Volden, Rob Volden.
Oh, yeah, Rob, yeah.
So they raced yesterday. It was during their qualifying
first
for
round.
a class round of a class event, and they were doing a round of qualifying, so they decided to make it a grudge race. Well, at least put some money on the line that represents what you're driving.
Right.
You know, you got 2 killers, and you're gonna race for $3,000.
Who won?
Shadow, Phil Schuler and the boys, Stevie Jackson, they won.
Yeah, went 408 to 410. I saw it.
Yeah, it was a close race, but they have killers. Why would you only wager 3,000? It's like you're making a mockery of the game that we know.
Yeah. Well,
know?
for them, they were doing it anyway. They had to qualify. So
Unless both of them were nervous.
Or that's
both
true.
scared.
That's true.
Because if you're both scared, that makes for a low pot.
That's
if one
true.
guy's got a set of balls on him and he's starting to lean on you, you tend to rise or leave.
Right.
You know, either the other guy rises or the race don't happen.
Right.
Yeah.
But for those caliber cars, respectfully, I want to see something that's going to be worth me watching.
Yeah, you don't-
$3,000. You might as well just ran your qualifying for free. I would have been excited to see that and who would win. But don't put the 3,000 on there and expect me. Now you're sticking your chest out. No, you didn't really do much
Yeah.
in a
$3,000.
grudge racing for cash aspect. You didn't do much.
What would it take you, Ant, to get you to race? You know what I mean? Money wise.
Minimum.
Like, I mean, you're
No, it
not,
don't matter.
what, you'd go to the track for $3,000? You'd load your car, go to the track to race
Ain't my
for
car.
$3,000?
You got to remember that. I don't own a car anymore.
I understand that.
Well,
So, I mean, all
we're
right, well,
saying you're a killer. The orange.
Well, if the
orange
owner
car.
wanted to, my orange car, would I go to? Nah, I probably wouldn't load it and go to track. For
well, there you
$3,000.
go. See,
Well,
what,
give me a minimum amount. $5,000.
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
We
Fine.
go, when we go to races, I
just
pay
like,
$5,000.
but $3,000 is like, yeah, come on.
If I was there and someone said, I want to race
Okay.
$3,000, okay.
yeah, fair enough. If you're
Yeah.
already there, it lightens the
But if
amount of
you're-
money you'd want to see.
But if you're running around the country saying you're the baddest of the bad, and then we find out you only did it for 3,000, is that appealing?
Well, I mean, if I thought I was the baddest of the bad, I would race for whatever because I would think I would win.
Yeah,
You know, and I would have no.
just like the half mile, right?
Oh,
Sorry, that
Shots
just
fired.
popped out. I don't know
Shots
how
fired.
I don't know about that yet.
shots fired. Tom.
hey, are you, how much do you still drive?
Oh, a lot.
A lot.
Yeah.
When
I drive the Pro Mod,
Where are you racing next?
Texas, with the Pro Mod.
Okay.
The 2019 20th.
Is that's ADRL?
Oh, no. PDRA. Don't say that bad
PDR.
word.
I don't know.
That's a bad word you can't say.
Sorry.
Should we put that on
Put it
the
on
list?
the list.
Yeah, it's on the list.
Wow.
No, they're done. 80 rolls out.
PDRA?
Yeah. Which is actually a bunch of guys that raced. They started it. You know, guys that raced in the ADRL. You know, and they
Isn't that
started-
how they all start?
No, the ADRL. No, because I think who owned the ADRL?
I don't know.
I forgot that was Ken Nolan, the one guy that supposedly screwed everybody, but who knows what happened? I mean, there's a whole big mess there. But he started. And he wasn't. I don't know if he was a racer.
I don't know.
But
Mhm.
basically, the owners of PDRA are Tommy Franklin,
Yep.
nitrous guy.
Yep.
Scruggs.
Yep.
Heavy hitters.
So it might actually work.
There's a couple. There's like four guys. I forgot now.
So it might stay together because it's not some promoter guy
Yeah.
trying to,
Well, you know what it
steal
is. I
the
mean,
world.
there's a lot of cars, and there's got to be a place for them to race. So they'll put. I actually sponsored this year, PDRA 10.5. I'm the class sponsor for 10.5 in PDRA.
Big dog.
So
What is it? Can I ask what it costs to sponsor that?
I can't tell you that.
You
Yeah,
could
yeah.
tell
It's
me.
20,000 for the season for 10 races.
Okay.
for a whole season.
Yeah,
That ain't bad.
No,
That's a lot
it's
of
not-
exposure
it's
for.
not bad. Yeah.
but we're
Yeah.
only doing 2 races, so I didn't spend 20.
Oh, you didn't spend 20.
So where are all the outlaw 10.5 cars? Where are they? They're around?
Oh yeah, I mean, dude, you go to Cecil and stuff, and
Okay.
MIR.
MIR is loaded.
You
Yeah.
know, we go to like Cecil. We'll like have a once a month race. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Dude, you go there's over 25 cars trying to qualify.
Wow. That's
They
good.
they came back. Like remember years ago, everything
Right.
kind of died down.
Right.
It's big now again.
Okay, cool.
You know, and then when they have the drag radial races, a lot of 10.5 guys put drag radials on it and go there.
right.
You know, the thing with drag radial is there's only so many races. You know what I mean? Now they started a whole 10.5 series. Mickey Thompson Championship 10.5 series.
And where are the races?
There's 19 of them.
Wow.
Mm.
They only count, they're only taking 10. Like you need 10 for your championship.
That's
Right.
good.
And there's like,
And they're spaced out, so they made
Yeah,
it
so you-
easy.
yeah, so you get people like Canada's 2 races.
So what do? You take your top 10 best events?
Yeah, you could take, you have to, and there's a couple,
Can you go to all of them?
yeah, you can. But
Wow.
I mean, I don't know, what, 19 races?
The guys that have all the money.
It's
Yeah.
still, it's hard, man. It's a lot of racing.
And
Yeah,
want to put their
that's true.
best set of 10 together to try to win the
You
championship.
can. I mean, that's the thing that Jerry Morgano started the whole thing. And he basically did it that way. So you get people that can't make every race, but they still have a chance
Right.
to win. You know what I'm saying? Like if you do like a
cool.
5-race series or something, well, not everybody can make the 5 races. You know what I mean? Or sometimes.
So it's Jerry's deal?
Yeah, Morgano did it all. Yeah.
No kidding.
He started it. You know, he does all the. But yeah, 2 of the. Let's see. It's
Yeah, I'm looking now. Texas, Rockingham.
that's PDRA, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not for 10.5 though. That's for the pro mod.
I'm sorry.
10.5 is going to be, it's going to be MIR and Virginia, the 2 races for the PDRA.
Okay.
But if you go to, I wonder where it would be.
Mike, we have to put some 10.5s on the vet.
That thing?
Yeah.
That thing will blow the fuck up. That thing is bad luck. Bad luck. That thing's cursed from the day I picked that thing up. I should have just left the
Which
fucking
one, the
thing.
new one?
Yeah, the new one's terrible.
Is it really? Why?
It broke a motor, 3,800 miles. Motor went bad. You know,
Then I remember that when Brian's car used to go back to the dealer all the time. The guy's like, "We don't understand it, sir. We put 2 motors in this car already."
yeah, transmission like split in half, rear end tubes twisted.
Wow.
All
what year
sorts
was
of-
that Trans Am?
I'm just driving
94.
it.
94?
All I'm doing is driving
And
it, right?
Brian with a straight face. I was driving down the road and a trans started making a noise, and they're like, like the transmission case is like blown apart. And the best one, Brian's like, I don't know, it just backfired. The whole hood liner's gone, like ripped it to shreds. The air box is blown apart. Brian's like, I don't know what's going on with this thing, you know. And they finally they're just like, all right, look, we're done with you. That's
And
it.
where's Gallet Motorsports Park?
That's the new one, North Carolina.
Is it brand new?
Yeah.
Where's Benson?
I don't know what it used to be. Galat or Gallet.
Yeah.
Now, that's Todd Tutterow.
Oh, okay.
It's his guy. They bought the track
Got it.
and they redid it all. Now, I don't know what track it used to be called.
Is 8th Mile?
Yeah. I don't know if it might be a 1/4 mile track, but we're on an 1/8 mile. But it's heated, cooled
Really?
surface. Yeah.
Nice.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
are you
badass.
serious?
That is pretty
Yeah,
badass.
that's what I read.
Heated and cooled. So they're actually controlling
Mhm.
the track surface.
Wow, so it's not that slippery in the summertime when the temperatures are 130 degrees. They can bring it down.
Wow. That's pretty neat.
Wow, that's modern technology.
I don't know what else we really got left to talk about here. I know I'm right on the 1/2 mile stuff.
Oh, that's another shots fired.
And I know I'm right.
No, you're not.
Shots fired.
No, you're not.
You can't be right.
Let me ask you a question.
No.
Not being a dickhead.
No, you are being a
You
dickhead.
can't say dick on the radio.
Now dick is added.
I thought that was on the list.
Might have been. I threw the list away. I seriously.
Go.
Out of all these things we've talked about over the years, how many times have I been wrong? I don't think it's many.
It's been quite a few.
What?
I could think of 10 or so right now, but I'm not that kind of
10
guy.
or so right now.
I'm not the kind of guy that's going to bring out all that stuff on you. See, I like to forgive and forget.
Yeah, and I like to remember who was right most of the time. And I would, like I said, I'm going to hit my own pocket, my own personal pocket.
You know what?
If Anthony can get one of his guys, and
We don't want
listen,
this to get too high now. It gets a little,
Well, I mean, I
nerve
think
wracking when you get over 20 grand.
I
now.
think a lot of the guys from like Underground or AMS or one of these guys probably wouldn't do it for a low dollar amount. You know what I mean? But by the same token, we can't have what happened with the way you look at it.
Yeah, but sometimes
Yeah.
you do it for ego,
Yeah.
More
Well,
than-
I'd be more than happy to do it for free to prove I'm right. That's fine.
You'd have to.
What do you mean?
You have to
I
do
don't-
something to prove you're
I don't
right.
let my mom bet less than $5,000 on
Right.
anything. She speaks on.
Listen, I'm
Right.
I'm putting it out there. I'm putting it
She's
out there.
65. Come on now. fellas.
I've got some money to put up on this.
Right,
That
okay.
If Anthony can get one of his car owners or one of his guys that are, like I said, are fucked up enough to try to go a 1/2 mile, I'm down with getting behind it. I am.
All right. Sounds like a challenge.
All right.
Challenge.
I'll try to work it out.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm not kidding.
okay.
I'll talk to some people, and you talk to Anthony. He's right there.
Yeah, well, I think Anthony's already. He's ready to go if his guys say okay. That's
right.
it. He's ready. But Anthony, listen, don't you screw me here. Don't you? I don't want to see you show up with a streetcar Mustang with a single turbo.
With
on
a
it. Say,
whip.
this should be all we need. I left all the other shit home.
With a 3-liter Whipple on it. or something.
Yeah. I don't, you gotta bring the real deal. Okay, don't leave me hanging here if I'm gonna run my mouth. Holy shit! All right. Anybody got anything else?
Nope.
I think again this was fun. And it's just, I know that Tom feels that it got a little long on the half-mile thing, but
No, it's fine.
no, you're like, this is boring.
I don't mind being
This is
long and
boring.
right.
Well, for quarter-mile guys, that half-mile conversation creates interest.
Absolutely. All you
Yeah.
quarter-mile guys out there, think about this. If you are going to race, or you have raced on a less than ideal surface, what did you have to do to get down the track? Like, let's say real crappy surface. You went to some shithole racetrack, no prep, no nothing. I don't know, maybe a street night. I guess even a street night could still be pretty good at the track.
Mhm.
How much did it affect you? How much did you lose? And if you were really on a street surface, how fast could you go in a half mile if you had a real deal car?
That's the question till next time.
Yeah. And I mean, look, we'd love to hear from everybody. So, Mike at anotherhater.com, Crunch at anotherhater.com. I don't know if I should give Tom an email address.
I wouldn't.
Tom at anotherhater.com. I think that's fine. Anthony, plug your business. What's your phone number?
Summer Racing Engines, 908-757-6937.
You paused a lot there, bud. What, did you have a seizure?
No, it's cutting out.
Yeah,
isn't it?
it's just to make sure.
Well, I was going to say the phone number, like I said, 75 Power. But
Nice.
I forgot.
Did you pay extra for that, or
No.
did you just luck out?
No, I researched it.
All right.
No, you don't have to pay for it. You just got to ask for it.
I
DiSomma
said,
Racing.
I said, do you have this number available? Oh, yeah, we do. I'm like, give me that. I didn't tell them what it said because then they probably charge you.
Yeah, right. Did they get you?
So
any particular specialties, like what you lean towards doing motor-wise?
Any outlaw, turbo, supercharged, nitro stuff.
Okay.
Mainly, we do a lot more turbo stuff than anything. But
Right. That's your favorite. If you had to take a favorite and put it
Yeah.
out there, what you'd like to do. All right. Well, everybody, thanks for listening. We'll get you next time. I guess probably next week we should have a new episode. I don't know. I'd like Anthony to talk to some of his customers who want to come in. He's got a couple guys. I know they're all away racing right now.
Yeah.
Now, when do you go away racing?
Texas is in March 19th, 20th.
Yeah,
March.
19, 20, 21.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. And Tom, you can you still have some people to research.
Yep.
Anything from you, James?
I'm just happy to be here, enjoying life, and happy.
Living a dream.
Living the dream.
And
Working hard.
I know I want to talk to you about getting Mike Brown here because he'd be a funny motherfucker.
Yeah, we'll get him here.
We'll get him
He's
here.
a phone call away.
Yeah, he's easy. He's in New Jersey too. All right, guys, thanks for everything and thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.